Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's your girl India Nicole, and if you don't know me, you're gonna get to know me. You're gonna love it here, baby. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to turn on that post notification button so you can get notified every time I post another video. So as y'all can see, I am in my car. I got this big plate of food. So I got fried chicken. Make sure y'all can see fried chicken with roast beef, potatoes, and carrots over rice. So y'all know I'm about to bust this down the middle, because if y'all know anything about me, y'all know I can eat. So today's video is just gonna be like an eat with me / girl talk. I've been meaning to put this video out for a while now, but I just haven't like got around to it. So we finally gonna talk. We're gonna get to the nitty gritty. These are things that people on my social media platforms have sent to me that they want me to talk about. So that's what I have on this list, because I have a whole list of things I'm gonna talk about. So first I'm gonna prep for my food. I'm gonna bust this down the middle, and then we're gonna get to the top. So y'all know I gotta bust my food down the middle, because I love to eat. That's just me. And if y'all don't like smacking and watching nobody eat, go ahead and click off the video, baby, because that's what this gonna give. That's what this gonna be about. And then I got my big cup full of water. All right, y'all, so we can go ahead and get into the first topic. The first topic is self-love and self-confidence. Let me bite me a piece of chicken. Self-love and self-confidence, for me, I can definitely say it took me a while. It took me a very, very, very long time to love myself and to feel confident in my own skin and in my own body, because in like elementary school all the way up to middle school, and like the first year of high school, I was bullied. Elementary school and middle school, it was mainly about my skin color, my hair, my clothes, shoes, anything that kids bully other kids about. So I wasn't very confident in my own skin, because I was way darker than I am now, which I can't even explain what happened. I don't know if like as I got older, I don't know. I can't even explain to y'all what happened, but I was very much darker than what I am now. So I was not confident in my skin at all. And y'all don't laugh at me, but my head did not match my body. I was skinny, but my head was big, and my head still is big, but my body matched my head now. So I guess I just grew into my body, and I grew into my face and my head, because I just look like a bobblehead. It just didn't look right at all. It didn't look right. But you don't pick on nobody, child, because you don't like how they look. That's their business. Mind yours. Anyways, but I was bullied for my skin color and just like my hair and stuff. So my mom will always try to uplift me and tell me, oh, you're beautiful, your skin color is beautiful, your complexion is beautiful, your hair is beautiful. Just because you don't look like this person and that person that's picking on you doesn't make you any less beautiful. So it took me a very long time to have self-love and self-confidence within myself. But as I got older, I just started taking better care of myself, because as a child, of course, I didn't know how to take care of myself. That was my mother's job, and she was doing a great job. It was just people at my school and like the people I would hang out with, they would just bully me and make me feel less of who I am. So I really just had to step into myself and step into the confidence that I always had all along. I just couldn't like come into grasp with it, if that made sense. So it was mainly just I needed to realize who I was and whose I was. So my confidence really just came with like getting older. My self-love came with getting older and realizing that I am beautiful despite what anyone else says. And I look good despite what anyone else thinks. What anyone else thinks doesn't really matter. It's about what I think. And if I think the highest of myself, then that's all that matters. What anyone else thinks couldn't faze me now. But back then, that thing used to hurt my feelings so bad. When people used to pick on me, I used to come home crying. Mama so-and-so said this. She said my hair is short. She said I was ugly. She said I was dark. I was too dark. This, that, and the third. Calling me all kind of names, all kind of animals. Come do that now, baby. Come do it now. Pick up somebody your own size. But anyways, y'all, I just really had to like realize that, you know, I'm beautiful. I look good. And I rock, period. You just really have to look at yourself in a different light than what other people see you as, really. Because at the end of the day, people gonna hate regardless. Because you gonna get hated on if you're popping. And I was popping. Even though they was bullying me, I was still popping in middle school. And elementary school, I was popping, period. I don't care what nobody else think I was popping. And they was hating on me, period. That's what it gave. But that's pretty much all I have to say as far as self-love and self-confidence. You really got to be your biggest fan and believe in yourself. Most definitely, because if no one else believes in you, you have to have your own back. The next topic is toxic relationships. This is a good one. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I gotta get into this. This is good. But so I can't really speak much on toxic relationships because I don't think I've ever been in one. I heard about like a lot of my friends were old friends and people that I surrounded myself with dealing with toxic relationships and a toxic partner. But as far as me personally being in a toxic relationship, I don't think I ever have, because like I don't see myself, and this is just me, this is not for everybody else, but I don't see myself staying in a relationship that's clearly not worth fighting for. And this person is dogging me, calling me all kind of names, not treating me with respect. What else? Not loving me how they should, not taking care of me how they should. The relationship isn't 50-50. I just couldn't see myself dealing with that. Because one thing about me, one thing that as I got older, I realized if I don't have to deal with you, I'm not going to. So I'm not going to sit here and remain in a toxic relationship when I see and clearly know and feel that I am not happy. So if I'm not happy, I'm going to go find someone else to be happy with. So that was my thing. I think that's why I never been in a toxic relationship, because I'm just not about to play with myself. Number one, you're not going to play with me. And if I allow you to play with me, I'm playing with myself and everything that God has for me. So I just feel like being in a toxic relationship blocks everything that I'm trying to do with myself and, you know, working on me. Because if I can't be in a relationship with you and you're not going to uplift me and you're not going to love on me, you're not going to protect me, be there for me, support me in everything that I do, y'all, I'm sweating. It's hot. The sun is out. But and support me in everything I do. Why are you here? You serve no purpose in my life. You know, so once you served your purpose, it's time for you to go. Period. So that's why I've never been in a toxic relationship before. Honestly, I don't understand toxic relationships, period. I get, okay, you love this person, you want to be with this person make you happy, but then y'all getting into it the next minute. I don't know. It just never made sense to me to sit there and, you know, be in that when you don't have to. But I get some people aren't there, like, aren't to the, there's a word I want to use. They're not there with themselves yet to just leave that person. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that they're so used to, which I get. I completely understand it. But at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. You cannot sit there and deal with somebody that's clearly not treating you right, that clearly doesn't love you, that clearly isn't respectful towards you and your situations. And it's just like, it's unhealthy. And sooner than later, it's going to break you. You know what I mean? So when you're in a relationship with someone, you're supposed to build with that person. You know what I mean? You're supposed to uplift that person, support that person, everything that they do. You're supposed to be their companion. You're supposed to be there for them. So when you're in a toxic relationship, it's like y'all just breaking each other down. It's like the love is there, but it's like you can't see it. Or if you can see it, the next minute you can't see it. And y'all talking to each other like y'all hate each other. I'm not with all that. And I'm not going to deal with it if I don't have to. And I don't. Therefore, I'm not going to deal with a toxic relationship. If you're not making me happy, you're not supporting me, uplifting me, helping me with my goals, you're not helping me build, get to some money, why are you here? You have no reason to be here. You're doing nothing but taking up space. Therefore, you can go. So that's how I feel about toxic relationships. I personally choose not to deal with them. That's the best advice I can give. Do what you think is best for you. And if you have self-love, you're going to do what you think is best for you, because at the end of the day, you come first. So that's how I feel about toxic relationships. I'm going to finish this piece of chicken, and then we're going to go to the next topic. Let me bust this down the middle. Yep. Okay, y'all. We're about to get on to the next topic. That cold water is so good. Okay. The next topic is toxic family. This relates a lot to what I was just talking about as far as if I don't have to deal with it, I'm not going to. So as far as like toxic family members, I understand like some people have no choice but to be in that situation. And some people can't, what's the word I want to use? Some people can't get themselves out of that situation, can't remove themselves out of that situation at the moment. So as far as toxic family, that's really a hard topic to speak on, only because I know how it is to deal with someone who claims they love you, maybe a parent, sibling, cousin, aunt, uncle, grandfather, grandmother. It could be anyone. To deal with someone who claims they love you and that's your blood, but they treat you like they don't love you. They treat you with hate. They walk all over you. They speak bad on your name. They don't do nothing for you. They don't support you. They don't listen to you when you speak. Y'all, woo, it's hot, child. I understand that 100%. So as far as toxic family, it's really hard to speak on what you can do because everybody's different. Everybody's mental health is different. Everybody's way of thinking is different. So when it comes to dealing with a family member that's toxic, that doesn't necessarily like bring you anything positive, all I can say is if you believe in God, pray. Because a lot of times prayer is the best solution to every situation. Because a lot of times, like say a 16-year-old, is dealing with a toxic family member that's in their home, like a mother or father, and they can't get out because they're underage. They don't want to run away because they don't have nowhere to go. I get that, baby, but all I can tell you is if you do believe in God, pray. I cannot stress that enough. Prayer has pulled me out of a lot of things that I could never pull myself out of. Prayer has pulled me out of a lot of situations that I seen no out. You know what I mean? So the best thing I can say is pray, because God will move mountains, especially when you trust him to do so. So pray. That's all I can say. If you cannot get yourself out of that situation, baby, pray. If you can't get yourself out of that situation, I highly suggest you do so, because dealing with a toxic family member or anyone toxic, period, is going to bring you down. It's going to bring your mental health down. It's going to make you feel like, no one loves me. No one cares about me. Me and this person, instead of getting into it, we're not here together, and it's not a good situation to be in. So if you can get yourself out of that situation, I highly suggest not to sit in that and not to dwell in that, because that person is going to try to bring you down no matter what. So if you cannot talk to that person and be like, hey, look, I don't like the way you making me feel. Use your words if you can. I don't like the way you making me feel. I don't like the way you speak to me. I feel as though you have no respect for me. I feel as though you don't love me. And actions speak louder than words. So if you feel as though someone doesn't love you, then that says a lot. So that's how I feel about toxic family. If you can get yourself out of that situation, do so. If you cannot, trust God to do so for you, because he will always make a way out of no way, period. Hygiene. Whew, this probably got to be my favorite topic, baby. Hygiene. It's probably got to be my favorite topic. Let me adjust, y'all, and get some more food in my belly. I'm sorry if I didn't show y'all or let y'all get some. Here y'all go. Yup. If you ain't getting none, you shoulda. Yup. Chicken falling. So, hygiene. So hygiene, y'all. Let's talk about hygiene. Hygiene got to be one of my favorite topics, only because I love hygiene. I love self-care. I love taking care of myself. I love feeling good. I love smelling good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So females, this is more of a girl talk, but if it's males watching this video, this can also go for y'all. Let me put my food up here right quick. Y'all, take care of your body, because your body is your temple. So you have to take care of your body, because if you don't, it's going to show. Most importantly, it's going to smell. So make sure you're washing properly. Make sure, ooh, y'all, it's hot. Make sure you're washing properly. Make sure you're wiping properly. So for my females that don't know, which you should know, because your mother or someone should have taught you when you were old enough to wipe yourself and use the bathroom yourself, make sure you're wiping front to back, not back to front, because bacteria from your behind will transfer to your front, which I call a pocketbook. And then that's when you get all kind of infections and irritations and smells that you don't want. Wipe front to back. If you're doing number 2, and this may be a little TMI, maybe not, but listen, if you're doing number 2, baby, use baby wipes. I highly recommend using baby wipes versus tissue, because I just feel like baby wipes get you cleaner, especially if you don't have access to a shower after you number 2. Use baby wipes, because baby wipes, if they're good enough for a baby, they're good enough for you. Wipe your behind front to back with baby wipes. Highly recommend it, especially when you're on your cycle. I'm just, because I had periods as another topic, but we just gonna put it with hygiene, because I just feel like it goes with hygiene. Baby, when you're on your cycle, use baby wipes, feminine wipes with no scent. Do not use scent. Scent can aggravate your downstairs area. Don't use scent. I highly don't recommend Summer's Eve either. Don't use their wipes. Don't use that wash. Don't use that douche. Don't use none of that. None of that. None of it. Yes, you need to wash yourself daily. But I don't recommend using douches, because your body is going to clean itself out. So putting water up there to clean yourself out, or putting, like, I don't know what's in that douche water, but I'm sure it's not just pure water. Don't put nothing up there that doesn't belong. Don't do that. That's common sense. Don't put nothing up there that doesn't belong. Do not put soap in there. Yes, wash your entire pocketbook, but do not, by all means necessary, put soap anywhere near the inside area. It's not supposed to go in there or up there near there. None of that. Make sure you're cleaning yourself properly, but do not put soap in there, because you're going to feel it. It's going to burn. Don't do it. Don't do it, because then you're going to have irritation and you may have pain. You may need to go to a gynecologist and all this other stuff. Just don't do it. Save yourself all the time and don't do it. Just don't. What else? For my females that shave, wax, use Nair, make sure you're keeping up with yourselves. I know some women like to have hair under their arms or on their pocketbook, and on their arms and their legs. Some of them, some women don't care. Some women prefer that, and that's fine. It's all about preference. But if you do prefer to have hair all over your body, that is your choice. But if you do, I highly suggest keeping it trimmed down. That's just like more of a clean look, unless you really just don't care about yourself and you just let yourself go. Then that's your choice. That's perfectly fine. But if you do decide to keep hair all over your body, I highly suggest keeping it trimmed and not like if you do decide to keep hair all over your body, I highly suggest keeping it trimmed, because that's just more of like a clean look, if you would say. And it's just like, in my opinion, it's just better, period. Because one thing about me, now this is just me personally, this doesn't go for everybody else. Me personally, I don't like hair anywhere on my body. I just don't. My arms, legs, downstairs area, up under my arms. I don't like hair. None. I like to be smooth, soft. That's me though. Everyone doesn't like that. But me personally, I'm gonna make sure that everything is smooth where it needs to be. As far as like shaving, make sure you exfoliate. Do not. This is in bold capital letters. I love Tree Hut scrubs. Do not use them to exfoliate your downstairs area. You can use them for your arms. You can use them for your legs, your belly, your neck, chest, all that good stuff. Do not use it for your downstairs area. Yes, you are supposed to exfoliate before you wax or shave and even after, but do not use Tree Hut scrubs because they do have a lot of chemicals in them. And they are all scented. They're all scented. So I highly suggest using like a dry brush or an African net sponge or an African net, period. Or what else could you use? You can use a chemical exfoliant that you feel is safe for you. Do what you think is best for you, because what works for everybody else may not work for you. So you may see this influencer using this, but then once you use it, now you're breaking out. You know what I mean? And you're having all these kind of irritation, problems, pain, and all that extra stuff. Find out what works best for you and don't overdo it with trying different stuff, because I had to learn that the hard way. I seen this girl use this on TikTok and I'm like, okay, boom, let me try this. My body was like, no ma'am, that's not for you. Stick to what you know is best. What everyone else uses for their body may not work for yours, so you just have to be careful. What else? I highly suggest going to a doctor regularly, especially if you're sexually active. Going to a doctor regularly. Going to a gynecologist regularly. Y'all can't talk today. What's going on with my words? Going to a gynecologist regularly just to get a checkup and make sure everything's okay down there. Make sure you're clean. Make sure you're not using anything that's aggravating you. Make sure you don't have anything. And just like a checkup just to make sure you're good down there, because it's important to keep up with yourself. I'm trying to think, because it's just so much stuff like hygiene wise to talk about. So I'm trying to think. I don't want to leave anything out. Deodorant. For my girlies that wear deodorant, which I hope all my girlies wear deodorant, but I know that some women like to what's the word I want to use? Just not wear deodorant. Because everyone doesn't have an odor. You know what I mean? Everyone's body doesn't produce a smell. Everyone's body is different. So some women don't like to use deodorant. But for my girls that do, I highly recommend using the deodorant that doesn't have any, what's that stuff called? I think it starts with an A, y'all. I forgot what it's called. It's got something in it. Aluminum. Boom. There you go. Use deodorant that doesn't have aluminum in it, because a lot of deodorants have aluminum in it, which for my black girls makes your underarms dark. So I highly recommend using a deodorant that has 0% aluminum. What else? I'm trying to think, y'all. For feminine wash, I use honey pot, and I would suggest that everyone else use honey pot, but everything's not gonna work for everybody else. Plus, some people may be allergic to some things, so it's really best just to check with your doctor to see what your body can take and what your body can't take, because you don't want to overdo it, and now you breaking out and you have rashes and bumps, and that's just a not good feeling. It's very uncomfortable. So make sure you're checking in with your doctor regularly. I'm trying to think what else hygiene wise I want to talk about, because there's so much. I could talk about hygiene all day long. After you take a shower, I would suggest using oil and lotion, especially like towards the winter time, because you want to use something more thick to coat your skin well, so that you're like soft, and your skin looks healthy and is glowing. Because me personally, I use lotion and oil when I get out the shower, morning and night. So one thing you have to realize as a female, you cannot be lazy with your body. You have to take care of yourself the best way you possibly can and know how. And you have to take care of your body the best way you possibly know how, and you have to educate yourself on your body. You know what I mean? You can't just be walking around here doing all kinds of stuff and you don't know nothing about your body. Like, don't do that. Educate yourself. Educate yourself. I can't stress that enough. What else? I think that's all for hygiene, y'all. And if that's not all, we're gonna leave it there, because I could talk about hygiene all day long, but we're not gonna do that. The next topic is mental health. Mental health to me is very important, because I feel like people who deal with mental health disorders struggle within their minds a lot. And some people don't feel comfortable talking about that, but I do, because mental health is important, especially when you know that you have someone close to you that's dealing with it. You have to be there for them the best way that you can, and in a way that makes them still feel comfortable. You know what I mean? You don't want to be all over them to where they feel uncomfortable, they feel like they can't talk to you, or they feel like they have to deal with it themselves, because you don't want to be, you don't want to have a friend or a family member or whoever the person may be to you to be going through something that you know nothing about, until like it gets too bad and they spaz out or they take their own lives, and it's a sad situation. So you want to be there for that person the best way that you possibly can, where they still feel comfortable. Mental health, I feel like everybody should take seriously, because it's very important. So like the world, a lot of people feel like they can't tell anyone the issues that they're dealing with because they don't trust anyone. So I would say, personally, try to be a person that where people feel like they can come to you and they can talk to you, they can open up to you. Just try to be that person, because you never know who around you may be dealing with something so deep that they just can't get themselves out of. They're in a hole that they cannot pull themselves out of. You know what I mean? Like, they dug a hole that they cannot pull themselves out of. So you have to be the person that that person can come talk to. Hey, this is going on in my head, I need help. You know what I mean? So just try to be that person. Try to be that good friend or good girlfriend, good boyfriend, good sister, brother, companion, whatever you may be to that person. Try to be there for them the best way that you can, because if it was you, you would want someone to have your back. You would want somebody to be there for you. You would want someone to help you out of your situation when you feel like you cannot help yourself. Seriously. I feel like everyone should take mental health seriously. No one should play around when it comes to mental health, because a lot of people are dealing with stuff that they don't talk about. And they may put a smile on for everybody else. And I know this from experience. They'll put a smile on for everybody else, but they'll be dealing with all kind of battles and stuff in their head behind closed doors that they don't speak about. But when you see them, they're smiling, they're giggling, they just look so happy, but they're really going through it. So you just have to be there for that person the best way that you can, and you just have to pray for them. Again, if you believe in God, because I believe in God, baby. I know who I serve, and I serve the Lord Most High. So me, if I had a friend that was going through it, which I have, I would just pray on their behalf and lift them up in prayer and be there for them the best way I can, asking God, what can I do? How can I be there for them? And if you are locked in with God, as I feel all of us should be, and I want all of us to be locked in with God, then, God will speak to you concerning them and will let you know, what can you do? A lot of times God will talk to you concerning them and say, well, I need you to go do this. It may seem crazy at first, but trust me, be obedient to me and watch how I work it out for this person. Now, you done pray to God, you done talk to God about it, God done gave you an answer, you were obedient, you did what God told you to do. Now this person is so much better, they're getting help with their issues, they're much happier, they feel much lighter, all because you sought God for them. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to be that person for them. So, many times, maybe our friends don't know God, you know what I mean? Or they know God, but they don't know how to get in touch with him the way that they need to. So sometimes you have to be that person for them. So I just highly recommend being a good friend at all times, having a good heart, and just wanting to be there for people, wanting to love on people, wanting to care for people. Because sometimes that's all you can do, even if people do not treat you the same way you treat them. So that's how I feel about mental health. I could go on and on and on about mental health as well, but we're not going to. The next topic is social media. Social media, my opinion, how do I want to say this? I would say don't put your whole life on the internet. That's unhealthy, because then everybody gonna be on your business. I mean, I get influencers, content creators, TikTokers, all that. Sometimes they put their life on the media, and then people get into it, and it's just like, now everything you go through, everyone knows. You know what I mean? So don't put everybody in your business unless you can handle the heat when it comes down to it. Me personally, I don't put my business on social media. And if I do, it's something that I don't care for people to know. You know what I mean? Like, personal stuff that you're dealing with doesn't belong on the internet, baby. That's between you and God and your situation. I feel like putting your business, especially your personal... Okay, y'all, I had to change the angle a little bit. But I just feel like putting your personal business, and as y'all can see, the sun done went down bad. But I just feel like putting your personal business on the net is not a good idea at all. Because when you put your personal business on the internet, then you don't have nothing to yourself. Everybody know what you're going through. Everybody in your business. Everybody got their own opinions on your business. And nobody can have their opinion on something they don't know about. So I don't recommend putting everybody in your business. Another thing, as far as social media, I highly suggest taking breaks here and there from social media, because social media can be very, very, very toxic and draining, especially if you're an influencer. And I say that because I know a lot of influencers make their money from like YouTube, TikTok, stuff like that. Just being a content creator, I know a lot of content creators make their money that way. But when it comes to it's messing with your mental health, it's taking a strain on you and what you got going on with yourself, I just feel like that's when it's time to take a break. I'm not saying quit completely, but I'm just saying do what you feel is best for you. So if you feel as though it's time for you to take a break, take that break. Because at the end of the day, you can't do nothing with that money that you're making if you're not good here. You know what I mean? So you just got to do what you feel is best for you. You cannot do what you feel is best for everybody else, because everybody else isn't always concerned about you. You have to be concerned about you, because you have to have you at all times. So that's how I feel about social media. Social media can be very toxic and draining. I try not to indulge in it too much. Like, yeah, I like social media. It's cool to post myself, to do content, whatever. But when it's time to take that break, baby. Because at the end of the day, you got to have you. And if you don't have you, no one else will. So with that being said, take your breaks from social media when needed. Take them breaks, take them breaks, take them breaks, take them breaks. Because it's not healthy to get so consumed with social media, and then, you know, it's stopping you from living in the real world, or it's stopping you from living your real life, because everything on social media ain't real. People be put on a show, you know, and other people eats it up. But at the end of the day, you got to do what is best for you. So do not get so consumed on social media, with social media, dealing with social media, and you're not right here. You're not good here. You're struggling here, but you're trying to put on a show for everybody else. Put you and your mental health first. If that's taking a toll on your mental health, it got to go. That's the kind of mindset you got to have. If it's taking a toll on me, my health, and what I'm doing with myself, it got to go. Period. So that was social media. Virginities. Whew, y'all, I'm out of breath. I've been talking. Virginities. I'm 18. So I'm grown, but I'm not grown. So I'm a young adult. So I could speak on this and just keep it 100. You know what I mean? Do not give your virginity to someone you do not trust. Do not give your virginity to someone who just wants you for your body. I understand things happen. You know, you may be in a situation where you weren't thinking straight, or you just want to give it to him or give it to her. If there are dudes watching this video, give it to him or give it to her because you want to show your love for them. But you can show your love in many ways. If you're not comfortable doing it with that person, or if you're not comfortable giving it to that person, because once it's gone, it's gone. You can't get that back. That moment that happened is gone. You can't get it back. It's over with. I can't stress this enough. Just don't do it with anyone that you don't trust. Don't just do it with just anyone. Like, don't just do like one night stands, you know, and it's your first time. I don't recommend one night stands at all. Because number one, when you're having sex, you have soul ties. So you can't just be out here having sex with just any and everybody, because then you're linking each other. How to say this, and I want to say it the right way. You're linking it's a word I'm gonna say. I want to say souls, but it's a soul tie that you create when you lay down with a person. So you cannot just give your body to everyone. That goes for sex and virginity. Do not just lay down with anyone just to lay down with someone. Do not lay down with anyone just to say that you lost your virginity or to prove a point to anyone. Do it for you. Do it when you're ready. Do it in your comfortability. Do not do it for anybody else. Don't do it for your boyfriend. Don't do it for your girlfriend. If you're not ready, don't do it. Wait till you're ready. You will know when you're ready to give that part of you to someone else. Because one thing I would hate for anyone to do is to give your virginity to someone that you don't trust, and then they run out and they say, oh, well, I did it, well, woo to woo, and now your business is everywhere. Do not have sex with someone and give your virginity to someone that you don't trust, that is just not gonna keep it pee and just keep it between y'all. You know what I mean? Like, just don't do it. Don't do it. Think before you act. If you know that you cannot trust this person, and this person got a big mouth, and they're gonna tell everyone what y'all did, what happened in the bedroom between the both of y'all, don't lay down with that person. Save yourself of all of that extraness that you don't have to deal with. Okay, y'all. So I changed the angle again, just so I can be a little bit more comfortable. But I highly, I can't stress this enough, can't keep saying it, don't recommend laying down with someone that you don't trust. Give me your virginity to someone that you don't trust. Do it with someone that you feel comfortable with. And for my younger girls, wait as long as you can. Wait till you know, like, you're ready. Like, don't be 14, 13, 15, 16 out here just opening your legs for any and everybody. Wait till you're old enough and you know when you're ready. You know what I mean? And do it with someone that you trust, you know, not just anyone just to say you did it. You know what I mean? And you just got it out of the way, because that's not a good reason to do anything. Period. So that's all I have to say about virginities. Friend breakups. Whew, boy. I could tell a lot of stories, but I'm not. Friend breakups hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I'm speaking from personal experience. They hurt really bad, especially when you've been friends with a person for like years. over like a span of time, and y'all have bonded a lot, y'all have built a lot of memories together, y'all had a lot in common, them things hurt. Do you hear me? Like, and me, I'm very, very sensitive, and I take a lot of stuff to heart. So when I get into it with someone that I love and care about, and it was my friend, I just feel hurt. Like, that's the only thing I can feel. I feel hurt. I try to understand stuff from other people's perspectives, and I try to be, you know, I just try to be understanding, patient, trying to be open and hear people out. But you have to realize that people are going to be there for a season. You know what I mean? Everybody's not going to be in your life forever. Some people are going to serve their purpose and then they're going to go. You know what I mean? Because everybody's not meant to be your friend for life. Everybody's not meant to stick around for life. And sometimes it's really hard, especially when you put your all into people. It's hard to realize that, especially when you put your all into people, it's hard to realize that everyone is not for you. And they don't necessarily have to be against you, but everybody's not going to remain in your life for a lifetime. So people are going to serve their purpose and then they're going to leave. And a lot of times we may not understand it right then and there, but later on down the line, we will understand. So friend breakups, I just think you just really have to be mature here to understand that you have to let people go. You know, sometimes friendships are worth fighting for, and sometimes friendships just aren't, especially when, you know, y'all may fall out over something so little and childish. You have to just be like, okay, you know, it is what it is. You know, just let that person go. Save yourself the time and effort if you don't feel like it's worth it. You know what I mean? So I don't really have much to say on friend breakups, because I'm not going to continue to try to fight for a friendship that I don't feel is worth it, especially when I feel as though the other person could care less. So sometimes you just got to keep it pushing, keep it moving, move on. You know, friends come and go. You don't always need a friend. It's good to have a friend, but you don't need friends. You know what I mean? You came in this world alone. You're going to leave this world alone. So as far as like having all these friends, that's not a big deal to me at all. I'm cool solo dolo, you feel me? Purity, I don't really, no shade, I don't have much to say about purity. I would just say try to hold on to your purity as long as you can, because in this world that we live in today, it's a lot of crazy, weird, gross stuff going on in the world. So if you can hold on to that purity and that innocence, I highly recommend doing so, baby, because I encountered stuff that I had no business encountering at a young age, and it changed the way my mind functioned, if that makes sense. And, you know, it just took away a lot of my innocence, and I really, really wish that things didn't happen the way that they did, but they did. And everything happens for a reason. But, you know, if you have that purity or that innocence, hold on to that as long as you can. Don't try to fit in with everybody else. Don't try to be like everybody else. Don't let everybody be your inspiration, especially if they're not living their life in a way that you think would be fit for you, because everybody's not like you. Everybody's not going to do things the way you do things. So the only thing I really have to say for my young girls that may be watching this, hold on to your purity and your innocence as long as you can, baby. Please hold on to that purity and that innocence. Don't try to be like all these other girls that you see that's, you know, moving fast and, you know, want to do this, want to do that, want to open this, you know, just want everybody to see everything she got going on. Don't be like her. Don't let everybody be your inspiration. You can't look up to everybody, baby. Sometimes you just gonna have to lead by example. Even as a young girl, you have to lead by example. But yeah, y'all, that's all I have on my list. As y'all can see, that's all I have. I talked about all the topics that were sent to me. I may do a part 2 one day. I'm not sure. We'll really just have to see. But that's pretty much all for this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on that post notification button so you can get notified every time I post another video. So I love you guys. Bye.
Sorry, you so bad. I'm just saying you should know that.